What is going on, YouTube? It is All Things Mets. This is where you're your latest Mets media. Everything you know about the Mets on this channel. Definitely do me a favor. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into today's post-game recap. And that is going to be the Mets and the Marlins Sunday Day Baseball, guys. Christian Scott trying to get his first Major League win. Did he do it? Trevor Rogers, a guy that hasn't been that good, going against the Mets. But the Mets and the Marlins are always pesky, guys. The Marlins are always pesky. And this game was no different. Honestly, no different at all. Christian Scott was pitching pretty good, had pretty good 2 innings there. But then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, he got into some trouble. And, the bases loaded for the Miami Marlins. And Jesus Sanchez, struck out. So that was a big out for Christian Scott. But then, you had Otto Lopez who hit a pop-up. And that is, he got out of a jam. And that is something that is great to see by Christian Scott, a young pitcher, that he can get out of jams. But just in general, Christian Scott is a work in progress. This guy is, he's a tough pitcher to watch in the major leagues because he seems like a work in progress. He seems like his pitches, he doesn't know exactly where they're going. He doesn't exactly know what right pitch to make at certain times. But it is what it is. He's just a kid. He's a rookie. And then in the top of the 4th inning, guys, you got, Pete, 1 out. Pete singled. Vientos singled. And then there was a throw-in error that actually got Pete to third base, So the Mets had 3rd and 1st with 1 out. Luis Torrens coming up, and he hits a sac fly to left field to score Alonso and give the Mets the lead. So the Mets had the lead 1-0, guys. Christian Scott finally, has his lead. It is not a comfortable lead at all. It's 1-0. But then in the bottom of the 4th, guys, Chaz Chisholm hits a straight bomb to right field. And, it sucked to see for the kid because, Christian Scott was pitching pretty good. He was working with his slider. He was working with that fastball. But it just seems like this kid is just too predictable. And, when you got guys like, a Jazz Chisholm, a power hitter. Jazz Chisholm, we know that Jazz Chisholm wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark. It's not surprising. So Jazz Chisholm, you got 1 out, and you got Jazz Chisholm at the plate. You got 2 runners on base. He throws a slider. He gets Jazz Chisholm, to swing. He chose another slider, gets him to swing. So you got a 2-2 count. But then Christian Scott throws another slider, and Jazz Chisholm hits it out. And it sucks to see for the kid because Christian Scott just seems to be, allowing a home run in every single start that he's had. And it sucks. It really does suck. We get it. He's a fly ball pitcher, but it just seems like this guy is a work in progress and he's just not ready. He's not ready to be a major league pitcher. He's just not. In my opinion, he is just not ready. He's very frustrating to watch. And you can't let Jazz Chisholm beat you there. You just can't. Whether you walk him or whatever, you can't let Jazz Chisholm beat you. So it did really suck to see, but it was what it was. So the Miami Marlins took the lead 3-1. And then at the top of the 5th, guys, JD Martinez tries to strike back. You got Harrison Bader. You got Brandon Nimmo on first. It's a base hit to left field. JD Martinez, and Harrison Bader scores from second, and Nimmo gets to second. So, listen, JD Martinez has been struggling. We know this, and this was a big, big hit by him. He pulled it to left field, and that was a good hit to see, bring the Mets back into the game. But, it just seems like it just wasn't enough. The offense just wasn't really much there. So, then in the bottom of the 7th, guys, Jake Burger hits a home run to left center field, guys, and makes the game 4-2. So, honestly, from there, the Mets just did not strike back. They did not come back. And, you're going against the Miami Marlins. These are the pesky Marlins. But you got to win these games, guys. This is You're in the wild card race for a reason. You have to win these games. And I get it. Christian Scott, he isn't the best pitcher as a rookie, but you got to win these games. You got to give this guy some run support. And the Mets did not give this guy some run support at all. So it really sucked to see for Christian Scott, obviously the struggles. We know that Christian Scott doesn't get deep in games. He struggles. He basically allows a home run almost every single start. He's a fly ball pitcher. We get all of that. It just seems like the kid, he's a work in progress, and we know that. But we just can't have that in the major leagues. We just can't. And he's not giving you an opportunity to, win games at times when, he gives up those big bombs. But it's not all on Christian Scott. This also has to do with the offense, and the offense just did not really show up. It hasn't really showed up in this series at all. They hit the ball hard, but nothing is happening. And it really sucks because these are games you have to win. And yes, if you win tomorrow, you split the series with the Miami Marlins. But do you want to split the series with one of the worst teams in baseball? Like, are you kidding me? So it really, really sucks to see. It is what it is at the end of the day. You got Senga coming back soon. So you hope that the Mets start winning some games. You got a big West Coast, trip coming up as well in the August month. So the Mets have to win games. They got to do what they got to do. So at this point, Christian Scott, I don't know what the future holds for Christian Scott, but definitely with Senga coming back, are they going to bring this kid down? I don't know, but I think Christian Scott is a work in progress, and he's just been frustrating to watch because it seems like he's a work in progress and he doesn't know exactly what he's doing out there. His breaking pitches just aren't that great. His fastball is a little too predictable at times. And, it is what it is with the kid. But, yeah, I don't know what the Mets do with Christian Scott. But he is young. He's a rookie. So it is what it is. But the Mets got to win these games against the Miami Marlins. Like, come on. This is one of the worst teams in baseball. You got to win games. So it sucks to see that the Mets offense just has not really shown up in the Miami Marlins park. But the Miami Marlins are pesky, man. The Miami Marlins are pesky, and it is what it is. That is going to be the video, though. If you enjoyed, definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is all things Mets with your latest Mets media. Everything I know about the Mets on this channel. Love you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Got more videos on the way. Stay tuned. I'm trying to do a recap, of the Mets games every single day. So stay tuned.